What if I told you the key to success isn't luck, isn't connections, and isn't waiting for someone to show you the way? What if I told you you already have everything you need to get ahead, alone? Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they rely too much on external validation and support. Today, we're breaking down how to build a life where you move forward without waiting for anyone's approval. By the end of this video, you'll learn practical strategies to become self-reliant, unstoppable, and laser-focused on your goals. So grab a notebook, because the steps we're about to reveal could completely change the way you approach success. Why dependency holds you back. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that someone else will guide them to success. We live in a culture obsessed with networking and mentorship. While those things can help, depending on them can destroy your progress. Why? Because when your success relies on others, you give away control of your future. Psychologists call this an external locus of control, when you believe external forces dictate your life. People with this mindset often wait for opportunities instead of creating them. Compare that to an internal locus of control, where you take ownership. Studies from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology show that individuals with an internal locus tend to achieve higher levels of success because they believe their actions matter. Here's the truth. Mentors, friends, and support systems can assist you, but they should never be your crutch. Imagine two runners. One trains every day, the other trains only when a coach is around. Who wins on race day? Exactly. To get ahead, you need systems that work with or without anyone cheering for you. And that's what we're building next. The power of systems over motivation. Motivation is overrated. Think about it. How often have you felt pumped after watching a motivational video, only to crash the next day? That's because motivation is temporary. It's like caffeine for the brain. What you need instead are systems. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." Systems are routines that make success inevitable. For example, if your goal is to get fit, motivation might push you to the gym for a week. But a system, like scheduling workouts every morning and laying out clothes the night before, keeps you consistent, even when you don't feel like it. Successful entrepreneurs like Elon Musk don't rely on feeling motivated. They rely on processes, strict schedules, feedback loops, and disciplined habits. Your job: build daily structures around your priorities. Want to learn a new skill? Block 30 minutes on your calendar every day, no excuses. Want financial independence? Automate savings so it happens without thinking. When you shift from chasing motivation to building systems, you eliminate excuses. And that's how real progress happens. Setting semi-merit goals and micro habits. Now that you understand systems, let's talk about semi-merit goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Setting a vague goal like "I want to be successful" is a recipe for failure. Instead, try, "I will save $5,000 in 6 months by setting aside $200 every week." That's clear, measurable, and actionable. But here's the trick. Big goals often feel overwhelming. The solution? Break them into micro habits. If your dream is to write a book, don't start with "write 300 pages. Start with "write 100 words every morning." Stanford researcher B.J. Fogg calls this the tiny habits method. Start small, scale big. Micro habits remove mental resistance. When something feels easy, you're more likely to repeat it. Over time, these small steps compound into massive results. Remember the compound effect. Improving just 1% every day makes you 37 times better by the end of the year. So set clear goals and make them frictionless. Start tiny, then stack habits to build unstoppable momentum. Self-education. Learning without mentors or schools. In 2025, knowledge is free, but most people don't use it. You don't need a mentor or an expensive degree to learn high-income skills. All you need is the internet and curiosity. Platforms like Coursera, Khan Academy, and YouTube offer entire courses on coding, design, marketing, often for free or at low cost. Take Elon Musk as an example. He taught himself rocket science by reading textbooks and asking the right questions. Long before SpaceX, self-education is about active learning, reading, applying, testing. For every book you read, do one practical exercise. If you're learning graphic design, don't just watch tutorials. Design a logo. Another hack: Teach what you learn. Richard Feynman said, if you want to master something, teach it. Sharing concepts with others forces you to simplify and retain information. Your ability to adapt and self-learn is your greatest asset in an economy that's changing faster than ever. Stop waiting for someone to teach you. Start teaching yourself. Self-accountability, tracking, and feedback loops. You can't improve what you don't measure. That's why self-accountability is your next superpower. High performers track everything. Workouts, spending, sleep, even mood. Why? Because data beats emotions. You might feel productive, but your journal or app will tell you the truth. Start simple. Use a notebook or habit tracker app to log daily actions toward your goals. Did you write today? Yes or no? Did you save money? Yes or no? Seeing your progress, or lack of it, creates self-awareness. Another powerful tool is the weekly review. Every Sunday ask, what worked this week? What didn't? What will I do differently next week? These feedback loops turn mistakes into lessons. Remember, accountability doesn't require another person. It starts with honesty and data. If you stay consistent, your results will speak louder than excuses. Building internal motivation and emotional resilience. Now let's talk mindset. Even with systems and habits, there will be hard days. That's when emotional resilience keeps you going. According to research by the American Psychological Association, resilient people bounce back faster because they reframe challenges as opportunities. One strategy is self-compassion. Instead of beating yourself up for missing a day, ask, what's the next best step I can take right now? Another is mindfulness. Just 10 minutes of meditation daily reduces stress and sharpens focus, according to studies from Harvard Medical School. Finally, build intrinsic motivation. Do things for growth, not just reward. Ask yourself, why does this matter to me? Who do I become if I keep going? Your vision is the fuel that drives persistence when no one else is cheering for you. Master time management. Your most valuable asset. Time is the currency of success. No matter how talented you are, if you waste time, you lose opportunities. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to how they manage their 24 hours. Start by auditing your day. Track every activity for 1 week. You'll be shocked at how much time disappears into scrolling and distractions. Once you know where your time goes, apply the 80-20 principle. Focus on the 20% of actions that produce 80% of results. Use tools like Google Calendar or Notion to schedule tasks. Block time for deep work. No multitasking. No notifications. Studies from the University of California show it takes 23 minutes to refocus after a distraction. So guard your attention like your life depends on it. Pro tip: begin your day with your most important task, not emails or social media. Small-time choices compound into huge success over months and years. Build a network, the smart, independent way. Wait, you might be thinking, isn't this about doing it alone? Yes, but here's the truth. Independence doesn't mean isolation. It means you create connections from a position of strength, not desperation. When you rely on others for your basic progress, you become dependent. But when you build your own foundation first, networking becomes collaboration, not survival. So how do you do it? Offer value first. Share your knowledge on platforms like LinkedIn. Start meaningful conversations, or create helpful content in your niche. According to a study by Harvard Business Review, people who give before asking build stronger, longer-lasting relationships. So instead of thinking, who can help me? Ask, how can I help someone else? Strong networks amplify your growth. But the difference is this: you don't need them to survive. You choose them to thrive. And that's true power. Embrace failure as a teacher. Here's a hard truth. If you want to get ahead on your own, you must learn to fail, and fail fast. Most people avoid failure like it's the end of the world, but successful individuals see it as feedback, not defeat. Think about Thomas Edison. When asked how he felt about failing 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb, he replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset is what separates winners from quitters. Psychology studies show that people with a growth mindset, those who believe skills can improve through effort, are far more likely to succeed than those who think abilities are fixed. So when something goes wrong, ask, what can I learn? What will I do differently next time? Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the pathway to it. Every setback gives you data. use it, adjust, and come back stronger. If you never fail, you're not trying hard enough. So what's the takeaway? Getting ahead without anyone's help isn't about isolation, it's about independence. When you master systems, set clear goals, educate yourself, and hold yourself accountable, you become unstoppable. Success stops being luck. It becomes a predictable outcome of your daily choices. Now it's your turn. Which of these steps will you start today? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your plan. And if this video gave you value, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because we have more deep dive guides coming your way. Remember, you already have what it takes. Stop waiting. Start building. Your future self will thank you.